Hey guys, welcome back to some more F1 2017 and part 4 of Season 1 of our Renault career mode. And yeah, today we have the Bahrain Grand Prix, touch wood. We've got some upgrades in the queue, if you like. Hopefully they'll be fine. In the last episode, it was a crazy race. I'd go and check it out if you haven't seen it already. Thank you for all the support so far in the series. It really does mean the world. And hello to any new subscribers that have recently subscribed. Make sure you do stick around. There's going to be daily content on the channel for at least the next week, I would say. So yeah, let's get into it and see if our upgrades have worked. He doesn't look very happy.
It looks like one of our development parts didn't fare too well in testing. I've put it on hold for now. You can restart work from the laptop. We're going to have to go back now and make some adjustments in order to get the final numbers looking more like we were expecting from the simulation.
So the chassis development has failed. The weight reduction, it still costs us the R&D points, which is annoying. We have had a new part fitted though, the general wear, which is good. And yeah, I think everything else is still being developed. I think the new front wing is perhaps still being developed, is it? Yeah, we bought that and it's still gonna be... It doesn't actually tell you, it just says 1 week. Oh, it's so annoying. So shall we go for it again? Why not? That's really annoying though. It means that we've lost some crucial R&D points early in the season. It means that we haven't developed the car as much as we'd wanted to for this weekend. We kind of wanted to get up to where Force India are, which would have been a good thing. Yeah, so they're both coming in Russia. That's fine. That's fine. And we'll see what happens. This is how the powertrain's looking at the moment. I think I might switch back to these components here for practice, and then we'll bolt in a new energy store and a new control electronics for P3 probably, and we'll get on with that. But without further ado, I shall hand over to the qualifying report now with Toby. Well, you haven't got Toby, you've got me, and qualifying today took place, and the McLarens once again were trading places with the Saubers right at the back. But it was Danny Kvyat who was the big shock in Q1, dropping out in 16th place, meaning that it was him, Fernando Alonso, Pascal Wehrlein, Stoffel Vandoorne and Marcus Ericsson going out in Q1. Going into Q2, and it was Joe Hannard that impressed a load of people by out-qualifying teammate Nico Hulkenberg, though he will take a 5-place grid penalty for changing a gearbox. Romain Grosjean also dropped out in Q2 for the first time this year, out-qualified by his teammate Kevin Magnussen, who eventually went on to qualify 9th. Grosjean, Ocon, Hannard, Hulkenberg and Sainz going out in Q2. That left Q3 to be between two people with 7 championships in between them. Hamilton went first, couldn't quite get the lap together, but it was Sebastian Vettel who came through and took pole for the Bahrain Grand Prix by an astounding 7.5 tenths of a second. Championship leader Kimi Räikkönen down in 4th. Let's get into the race.
Beyond that, you need good racecraft and you need good consistency.
And a little bit of luck too, I'd say. This is one of those circuits where the safety car always seems to come out just at the right time to condense the field together and mix up the cars on different strategies. It's hard on brakes, it's tough on fuel, and the main overtaking opportunity is down into turn 1, where it's easy to outbrake your opponent and potentially have a bit of argy-bargy as well.
We're almost ready to go then, and this is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. Sebastian Vettel will start on pole. Fantastic qualifying from the multiple world champion. And Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Räikkönen, Daniel Ricciardo and Verstappen, Massa, Stroll, Magnussen and Sergio Perez, Grosjean, Ocon, Nico Hulkenberg, and Sainz, Kvyat, Alonso, Pascal Wehrlein, and a Renault. Van Dorn and Marcus Ericsson rounds off the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Right then guys, here we are down on the grid. 18th place. I mean, it was a good qualifying. We out-qualified Nico Hulkenberg for the first time, but with a grid penalty, we've moved down to 18th, which is unfortunate, but it's one of those things. We had to take a new gearbox in practice, so gearbox was ripped to shreds, and yeah, I'm glad that we've took that new gearbox and given ourselves the best possible chance for this weekend. Yeah, there's not much else to say, other than Renault are very slow around here, unfortunately, so yeah, we just gotta cope with that, I feel like, and try and get as best we can out of this Grand Prix. Obviously we scored points last time out. But whether we can do that today, I don't really know. We've started on the super soft tyres, which is probably a bad idea, but you know, hopefully it'll give us a bit of pace early on and allow us to maybe make some overtakes from the start. That won't help us. Yeah, hopefully you guys are good, still enjoying the series. I certainly am. I'm really enjoying F1 2017 so far. Big thanks to Toby for doing the qualifying reports so far. I know it's a bit of a hassle having to do them. You might not have done this race, but certainly for the first two races, thank you very much to Toby for that. And if you need any voiceover work, let us know. I'll be very happy to do it. But no, the Renault seems slow in a straight line. We went for a bit of a riskier setup in terms of lower downforce, just to try and get a little bit more on the straights. I've also upped the brake pressure to 85%, so that we can all get down to a reasonable speed through the corners and brake very late. That's how I've made the time up this weekend, and it's certainly going to be an interesting one this weekend, this race in Bahrain, because Hulkenberg hasn't had the pace. You know, he was 9th in Australia, 9th in China, and this weekend he's down in, well, it was 14th, but now 13th. Can he do anything? And more importantly, can we do anything from 18th on the grid? We're hoping for a safety car early on, once again, to try and elevate our positions, and here we are lining up for the grid now. Here we go. Lining up right behind two-time world champion Fernando Alonso on the grid. Oh, I'm nervous about this. I am nervous about this. Here we go. We're going to rich fuel mix. Lights out, away we go here in Bahrain. We're off the line well initially and managed to get the jump on Wehrlein off the start. How many can we get into the first corner? That's the question. We're certainly going to be taking it a little bit easier than maybe it looks, but we've managed to make it all the way up to 15th. Somebody's gone off.
Somewhere on the MG we need to stay out of rich fuel mode to manage it.
The MG UK is won again. Third race of the season. We're having a look at Nico Hulkenberg down the inside. We're up to 12th here. What a start we've had in this Grand Prix. I don't know who it was that went wide. It looked like a Williams to me, but it could well have been a Force India or something like that. But a good start for us here. It certainly wasn't a Force India, because the two of them are just ahead of Grosjean, who's ahead of us. So a bit of a hectic start to this Bahrain Grand Prix. We've had a huge lock up into turn 10 here, but hopefully we can make up for it on the back straight. And yeah, I think it's quite realistic to stay nearish Grosjean and the Force India, as that's where our sort of battle is at the moment. China was a bit of an anomaly in terms of the safety car, so we can't really say too much about the pace from that race, because when cars were near us we had worn tyres, so it was difficult. It is very tempting to go into Rich, but I am conscious of the fact we need to manage our MG UK in this race. It's only the third race of the season and we're already going through engine parts like it's nobody's business. We're staying quite close to Grosjean, but not really close enough to attack, although we have basically dive bombed him there. Grosjean broke very, very early and we're now up to 11th place, and Grosjean's now being hounded by our teammate Nico Hulkenberg as we go up to the end of Sector 1. One more early braking and we've now got past Sergio Perez in the Force India. I don't know why they're braking so early, but now we're all over the back of Kevin Magnussen, who's just been passed by Esteban Ocon, and we're now up to 9th, so this has been a good couple of corners for us. Perez seems to have got past Magnussen as well, and what a good start to this Bahrain Grand Prix we've had.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the softs.
Here comes Sergio Perez on the straight. We're really powerless to resist here because he's got the much quicker Mercedes engine inside him, but we have the ability on the brakes to just brake that little bit later, and I think that's the advantage of having the brake pressure a little bit higher. It means that you can defend and attack quite well. Verstappen's gone wide there though, and Ocon is hounding him. I don't know how we're managing to keep up with the Red Bull. I'm assuming he's got some sort of problem. But no, we've certainly had a good start, and now Verstappen really holding up Esteban Ocon. And look at the train behind us, goodness me, it goes all the way back to the Toro Rossos. So this is the battle of the midfield. Ocon currently leading the way. I guess Verstappen technically leading the way, but he looks to have some sort of problem. We can't really say that he is part of the midfield, but no, 3 races in, maybe some people's parts are getting worn. You know, ours have been worn the last 2 races, so it's definitely causing a problem for some people, is the reliability. And we've got Sergio Perez right behind us here. I don't think we're going to be able to defend this time. He's having a look down the inside. He's going to have the DRS as well on this straight. We're going to give him some room, although he has backed out of it. And now we are able to just hold him off. We have got the DRS for some reason. I'm assuming that's because Perez was ahead of us on track when what am I trying to say? Perez was ahead of us when we went through the DRS detection. Well, here he is having a look again. Maybe around the outside, but we sort of block him off down the inside. Go a little bit wide after turn 4, but nothing really happening there.
Speed limit line as you approach, and make sure you don't speed.
Here comes Romain Grosjean having a look as we are coming into the pits this lap. I'm not too bothered about Grosjean. But here we come into the pit lane. Anybody else coming into the pits with us? Oof, we just about got the speed down and into the pits now. Got to remember that we've got to hold that clutch once we're in and getting serviced. Here we go.
Go, go, go.
And we're away. 2.87 seconds once again.
That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops.
And we're away. Just behind Lance Stroll and Esteban Ocon. Looks like we've lost ground to both of the Force Indias in the pit stops, but they did pit a lap earlier, which allowed them to come out on fresh tyres and perform the undercut on us. I'm not sure if Stroll's already been in. That's a difficult one to judge really, but we're certainly all over the back of him here and looking to make an overtake very soon. We could certainly make a move into the next straight. So here we are. Ooh, nearly hit the back of Stroll there. We're going to struggle to overtake the Williams in a straight line, to be honest with you, because they've got that Mercedes engine. We have got DRS. That will be the one thing that's in our favour. Here we come through the second sector split. Nico Hulkenberg in the pits now.
Is in the pits.
We are right behind Lance Stroll, but we can't make any headway on straights like this. We've got Magnussen in the Haas hounding us behind. We've got a good exit off the last turn. Stroll harvesting energy. We've got the DRS wide open. We're in his slipstream. We might just about manage it. We'll go down the inside now. Don't even lock up. That's a terrific move on Lance Stroll. And we're now up to 11th position. I don't know where Nico is. Nico is not near us. I don't know where he is. So I don't really know if we've come out ahead of Hulkenberg or if we haven't. So I'll update you on that when I know. Here comes Kevin Magnussen. This is the first bit of action we've had for some time, and Magnussen has actually managed to go down the inside. He's now locked up. We're going to try the undercut on him, and we just about managed that. Pascal Wehrlein's out of the race. He's on the racing line in sector 3. I mean, I think in real life it would have probably been a safety car to finish off the race, but they don't put that in the game. I think after a certain lap they can't come out, which is fine, of course. As you can see, the car's not looking too healthy. I mean, the gearbox newly in this weekend, already 30% through that, and it is going to be quite tough to make that last 6 races, so we may well be having another grid penalty in the future. We are up to 9th, by the way. I don't know where you last seen us, but 9th place, and Pascal was up here, but I think he's been cleared now, which is good, and that we weren't affected by him. But that big train of cars, Nico Hulkenberg, is at the back of it, so it doesn't look like he's going to be joining us in the points today, which is a bit of a shame. Would have been nice.
They're going to be slow.
Verstappen's had an issue with the car. He's had quite a horrific race, really.
Final lap of the race.
But on to the final lap. We're too far behind Ocon to really have any hope of catching him, and Magnussen will be hard pressed trying to get past us, but he might well do. You never know, we might have a reliability issue in this last lap. He is right on our tail here, and he's having a look down the inside into turn 4. He's thought better of it, but you know, he could definitely make the move
6.8
into or on the back straight, the next DRS zone. We haven't been able to use the rich mix for the entirety of the race, really. I think we had the first couple of laps, and then since then we've been on standard, and that sort of helped the wear of the MGUK and the MGUH, so that's good. At least we now have Magnussen having a look though. Sebastian Vettel has won the Grand Prix, so it's a clean sweep for Ferrari so far in the World Championship. At least it stopped Kimi Räikkönen's streak, but Sebastian Vettel winning. And we're coming round the final couple of corners. We've gone a little bit wide there. That'll give Kevin Magnussen a chance. We're going to take this defensive line. Magnussen having a look down the inside now. As we go into the final corner, we're going to give him space. He's kind of pushing us off, but this is going to be a drag race to the line, and the Haas is going to win. So it's 10th place for us. We've lost it on the line to Kevin Magnussen. That's the straight line speed for you of this Renault. There's nothing I could have done there. We gave him space. We were fair. Maybe we could have been a bit more ruthless on that final turn, but Points, I'm quite happy with. You know, 1 or 2, it's much of a muchness, really. Yeah, we can be quite happy. So Sebastian Vettel has won, and it looks like Bottas is on the podium as well, which is interesting. And I'll let David Croft and Anthony Davidson tell you about it.
Decisive, and that's allowed them to take the advantage.
So here they come now, out onto the podium. Wherever you go, anywhere in the world, the prancing horse flags are dominant in the grandstands, and they're out in force again today. It's Ferrari on the top step once more. And now let's take a look at the driver's standings. It's a good result for Kimi Raikkonen, who extends his advantage at the top of the championship. Now then, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
It's a difficult one, but I'll have to go for the Renault driver. They fought so
2 in a row. Hulkenberg finished down in 16th in the end. Disappointing result for him. But yeah, Sebastian Vettel winning, Kimi Raikkonen, championship leader, finishing in 2nd with Bottas in 3rd, and Hamilton down in 4th. Daniel Ricciardo finishes 5th with Verstappen in 6th, Perez and Ocon 7th and 8th, and Magnussen in 9th, and we round out the top 10. There's the standings so far. Kimi Raikkonen leading the way by 17 points over Valtteri Bottas, and Lewis Hamilton is in 3rd, 26 points adrift. Vettel is 4th, Ricciardo 5th. We're up to 9th now, just ahead of Nico Hulkenberg in 10th. Right then, I'll see you guys in the hospitality suite, and we'll see if we can do any more R&D. Right guys, here we are. We've made a few more resource points, but nothing spectacular. Let's see how we've done against Nico Hulkenberg. We actually got the fastest lap this time, so we've definitely closed it up. It's 12:15 now, and it's in a race to 30, remember. And our reputation seems to have gone up with the likes of Williams, Toro Rosso, McLaren and Sauber, which is good. And the team are happy with us as well, which is really, really good to see. That's a career score there. Let us know what your career score is down in the comments if you like, and tell me how much better you are than me. But there we have it. Let's see if we can do... By the way, that is our reliability so far. I mean... There's our gearbox. It's just unbelievable, really. I think we're going to have to start taking some new power units soon. It is just getting beyond a joke. I mean, look at how worn the first lot of things are. Absolutely ridiculous. I mean, we've already lost one of the MG UK units. Unbelievable. Anyway, let's have a look at the R&D. And I'm actually tempted to look at the durability stuff. So that is ice, turbocharger, energy store. That's a gearbox durability. I mean, the MG UK is probably the one that's hurting us the most. So yeah, let's go for that, and that'll be ready in time for Russia. And I think that is about that. What are these ones down the side? That's first driver bonus. That's pit stop efficiency. Upgrade speed. How do you do those? Unlock requirements complete. Ah, that's cool. I didn't even notice these. Simultaneous development. That's cool. Anyway, that is going to be the end of that for this episode. So, if you've enjoyed that, make sure you leave a like down below. It really does mean a lot for me, and really does help out the channel as well, more than you could ever know. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.